What is going on, you guys? Today's video is on Ghost Recon Breakpoint Operation Motherland, and more importantly, the guns that are coming into the game, which I'm super excited about. Now, it's what we are expecting to get, at least from what I've seen, and I have no patch notes as of yet to look at, so we're going off of the trailer, but we have the Asval, and they say we're getting 5 different weapons and variants, and then 6 different weapons and variants in Maria's shop. So my thought process immediately goes to probably that they're gonna have some Ghost Recon or Ghost Coin weapons, but I would assume that like the Asval, the Odin, okay, we'll get into that. I'm like getting ahead of myself, but all the guns that they're gonna be adding, I don't think that, you know, like let's say they brought out the 4AC from the last update. I don't think they're gonna make you not be able to get a 4AC the whole time. You know, I think they're gonna have just variants in the ghost credit area, the shop. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with it, but they're probably gonna have variants there, but then obviously like base guns and maybe some variants in Maria's shop. But they're probably, I'm excited to see the variants, to be honest. I like seeing the, what do you call it, the camos, and especially the foliage that they can put on it. I like seeing the wraps, but we are getting a good amount of guns, whether it be around like 3 to 4 guns and a bunch of variants, or a handful of guns. I don't know yet, but I have seen the Asval, the Odin, but it looked like an MDR, but I don't think it's the MDR because this thing has a giant suppressor. But I mean, it could be the MDR, but I'm more leaning towards it being like an Odin or a gun like that. I don't know what the actual gun is, but I know in Modern Warfare they have an Odin. It's pretty good. So I know the Asval for sure because I've played with a lot of Asvals in different games. That's an Asval. And then what looks to be like an A2 or some kind, like an AK-74U or something like that, is also in the trailer. And I saw a lot of the Bodarks and the new enemy types carrying this gun, so it makes me lean towards a new type of AK type gun, maybe a 74U, because there's no really SMG AK. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but that's what my thoughts are for those, and as well as maybe some more guns, maybe not, but that's what I saw there, and I'm super excited about the new guns. Now I know that, you know, PvP does not get the most love, unfortunately, for whatever reason, you know, and so I see you guys' comments, and I love reading you guys' comments, and they make me laugh, you know, seeing like UB fail or all these things, and I feel like I try to be more positive because I have been very negative and critical of the game, but they consistently tried to make improvements to the game. But you know, I always flat out feel like they obviously fail short for PvP because they don't do anything for PvP. But I try not to be so negative because I still like the guns. I hope we can get some maps and some other things like that. But it's just, I get it. It's a little frustrating, the fact that we haven't gotten any PvP love. But every time a gun or new guns come into the game, I use it, and that is kind of a PvP update for me. So as far as, you know, being upset about not getting PvP updates and consistently, of course I am. I would be playing it every day if it was consistently updated, and I still personally believe that this could be one of the best PvPs in the game, in the scene right now, if they fully had like a perfectly executed version of the game, and they just don't have that right now for PvP. But the new Conquest mode, oh my god, I'm so hyped about it. The new guns, insanely pumped, and I just wanted to go over the guns and what to expect from them, because I know in other games the Asval is gonna have about 20 bullets, but I know in this game, Ghost Recon, they are all about the weaponsmith, which I absolutely love. You know, who doesn't love that they keep expanding on that and making the gunsmith and the weaponsmith better? But obviously it's like, yeah, these things should have been done before the launch of the game, but it's nice that those improvements are being made, and it makes me think that we won't be limited to like a 20 bullet Asval, but because the origin gun of an Asval has not a lot of bullets, and maybe that's just from my experience in games. Maybe in real life the gun can hold literally like 30 to 50 bullets on the regular, but in games they make it a 20 mag. But me having that experience in past games, I expect the Asval to potentially be just as beefy, if not better, than the G2 because of the lack of bullet capacity. So I would figure that the devs would make it to where it's like a beefy gun, a 40 damage per bullet gun in PvP, something that packs a punch. But that's kind of what this whole video is about. Is it the fact that we might have new meta weapons and something that can actually counter or be better than a G2? And will we actually get some updates to those PvP weapon buffs and the damage, to where maybe we will actually have a G2 that's not insanely just the best gun? You know, maybe the 4AC, the G2, and some guns will get a nerf, and you know, we'll have a more level playing field, because even then, that's a whole change to the PvP game. That's a whole different meta, even without really any updates. So there is still things that will be happening, obviously, in Ghost Recon and in the PvP scene, but it just depends on if we get maps, if we get you know, I guess that's really what it is, maps, guns, and just kind of updates as far as that goes. But what I do expect is the Asval to be a beefy gun, because I feel like most of the guns they add are just have a lot of damage, and I expect to have like an Odin type of gun or an AR that doesn't necessarily have a huge fire rate, but probably packs a punch as well. It might not be good, but it might hit for a lot. Kind of similar to like the Silver Stake or something. And the suppressor, I'm wondering if it's integrated or integral. What I'm basically trying to say is I wonder if the suppressor is going to be something that you cannot even take off like the Honey Badger. But I'm excited to see these guns, as well as this AK-74U. I hope that is just like we get a submachine AK. That'd be dope. But I'm more excited just to see if we're going to get a new meta for PvP, if we're going to get new guns that will actually outshine the G2, or either, you know, maybe the G2 gets a nerf and overall the balance of the guns are a lot better. But yeah, this should be interesting seeing these new guns. I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on them. You know, if you saw the trailer, if you saw the new guns, or your thoughts on the PvP update in general. That, you know, we have no patch notes, but we obviously saw a trailer. We obviously know the track record. So I'm interested to see what you guys would want to see in the update, and what you guys think about the guns we saw, and if you think they're going to be like the best gun. Like, what do you guys think will be the best gun? I think the Asval will be the best gun in the update, but I think the G2 overall is still going to be the best gun in the game. I think it's still going to be the PvP meta. I just think the freaking G2 is too dirty. The G2 is too dirty. Like, there's no way to stop it in my foreseeable eyes. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited that we will actually be getting some content for this game, as far as, you know, new guns, even a new PvE storyline, or not storyline, but, you know, the conquest mode. Instead of doing just simple missions, you're trying to take out a whole territory. There's a lot going on for the PvE side that's exciting, but the PvP still will get some stuff. So I just want to hopefully see a good balance of guns. I for sure want to see 3 to 6 maps. And you know what? I want that conquest mode to be good, but, you know, we'll see how it is. It is obviously the same game, so it's gonna feel the same. But hopefully the new additions really make the feel of the game just a little different, and definitely in the right direction. And that maybe they'll get future updates that they can focus more on PvP. But who knows? All I know is I'm going for that Asval, probably going to be my first video from the update with the new gun. But I'm excited to see all the guns and make a tier list and all that stuff. But, you know, let me know if you think the G2 is still goated. Let me know what you're running right now as far as a gun that you use every day in the matches. And, yeah, I just, you know, wanted to let you guys know that we got some new guns coming. Maybe the meta will change, maybe not. But will the G2 be overthrown as the king of guns? That's the real question. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one, and get ready to get domed by me with the Asval.